All right, time is 6 p.m. This July 21st, 2025 regular meeting of the New Caney Independent School District Board of Trustees is hereby called to order. Let the minutes show that all board members, with the exception of Mr. Alters and Ms. Tompkins, are present, and that this meeting has been called in accordance with the Texas Opens Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. All items that will be discussed or voted on this evening have been posted as required by state law. I want to extend a warm welcome to everyone here tonight, and we're pleased that you have taken the time to join us on this fine summer cool day here. We are not here to make management decisions or solve the problems of individuals. Management is the responsibility of the superintendent. First Amendment right here. Thank you. All right, this is a meeting in the public, not a meeting in the public, and our guests are welcome to observe with us. Please rise for the invocation to be given by Ms. Sharp and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Honor the Texas flag, led by myself.
Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this evening. And Lord, I just thank you that we are given the opportunity to come here and work with these people to make decisions that are great for our kids and our community. God, I ask for wisdom as we talk about things that are happening and we try to make the best decision possible in the given situation. Lord, I ask you to be present in this meeting tonight and that you may be honored by all we say and do. In your precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor to the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
All right, let's see. So item number 2 on the agenda is open forum, and the board will now hear comments from those persons who have signed up to speak. We do have a person, I believe it's Ms. Rebecca Smith. You can make your way up here, and I'm just going to read through this open forum required statement here. So the board encourages comments from citizens of the district or employees, anyone wishing to speak, either as an individual or as a representative of a group, may do so at this time. The board asks that the comments pertain to public education issues and be no longer than 5 minutes. Remember, the board may not discuss any issues that are not posted on our agenda. If an issue mentioned is listed on tonight's agenda, the board will defer discussion until the appropriate time during this meeting. In addition, the board has adopted complaint policies that are designed to secure at the lowest administrative level a prompt and equitable resolution of complaints and concerns. The policies are available on our district website at newcaneyisd.org. Ms. Sharp will keep the 5-minute timeline for you, and the floor is yours.
Good evening, trustees and Superintendent Calvert. We're here on behalf of Love Hills Youth, Liberty Library Project, and the Woodlands Republican Women, and a growing coalition of churches united around a shared mission to support our public schools by donating high-quality, legally compliant posters of the 10 Commandments, printed precisely according to the stipulations outlined in SB 10, passed by the 89th Texas Legislature. Tonight we brought a sample prop poster for visual reference only. While this sample helps illustrate the initiative, it's not the final product. The actual posters are being donated that are fully compliant. They include the verbatim King James Version text, proper font size and visibility standards, and required dimensions and durability for classroom display. Through a statewide partnership led by Wall Builders and Million Voices, over 5,000 compliant posters are currently in production, and we will have enough to cover every single classroom in New Caney ISD within the next week or 2. Once they arrive, we will coordinate delivery directly to your administration building to ensure an accurate distribution. We respectfully request a classroom count for your district. This initiative is part of a larger statewide effort to restore foundational values in Texas and Arkansas classrooms. You can learn more and view the official SB 10 poster designed and see which districts have already received theirs by visiting www.restoreamericanschools.com. This donation is provided at no cost to the district or taxpayers thanks to the generous community support. Our hope is that this effort both fulfills the legal requirements and relieves your district of the financial burden of purchasing the posters. If anyone here or in the broader community would like to support this initiative, we're able to have 10 posters printed for $10 each, and contributions can be made at lovehillsyouth.com under upcoming events. All donations are tax deductible under IRS guidelines. Thank you for allowing us to assist New Caney ISD in this meaningful and historic event. We are grateful for the opportunity to come alongside you as partners in education and in character formation. May God bless New Caney ISD, your students, and each of you who serve them with excellence. And we have some posters to give y'all. These, again, are not the compliant ones, but if y'all would like them just for your own personal use, we have a few.
Sure.
Thank you.
I would, yeah. Do that my work. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's really nice.
Thank you.
I like these a lot.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. We appreciate it.
Mom.
All right. Item number 3 on the agenda is the superintendent's report, and presented by Mr. Calvert.
Yes, sir. Just a couple of basically public service announcements tonight. Just a reminder that we do have a board election coming up. That would be position 6 and 7, Mr. Trout being position 6, Ms. Pickrell being position 7. Election day is November 4th. The first day to file for a place on the ballot is actually today. The last day to file for a place on the ballot is close of business Monday, August 18th. Application packets can be picked up at central office between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Just a reminder, last day to register to vote in this election is October 6th. Early voting dates are October 6th through October 31st. You can also get all this information as well as an application on the Secretary of State's website, or you can go to newcaneyisd.org under the Elections tab and get all those important dates and information, as well as a link to the Secretary of State website. So that was announcement number 1. Announcement number 2 is our August meeting we will hold at Highlands Elementary. That is our newest campus that we are opening this year. So in keeping with traditions of the past, when that happens, we will have a ribbon cutting before the regular meeting starts at 6. Give people a chance to tour the school, see that it's not me, the teacher, but it is the opportunity for the community to come out and check out one of our brand new buildings, and we will follow that with our regular August board meeting. So those were my 2 announcements for the evening. Now I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Powell and Ms. Alano to give us an update on the student handbook and code of conduct changes for the upcoming year. A lot of those coming out of our regular legislative session that concluded back in June. So Mr. Powell, Ms. Alano, all yours.
All right. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to present proposed changes to our handbook and student code of conduct. In a typical legislative session year, we would wait until August to present these updates, as we often rely on guidance from the state regarding how new legislation should be incorporated into local policy. As a result, we typically use the previous version of the student code of conduct until September. However, this legislative session was unique. Several new laws were passed that significantly impacted our student code of conduct and other campus operations. Due to the scope and importance of these changes, we believe it is necessary to update our policies now. This early update will give campuses time to plan accordingly and inform our community about the new policies. I'll review each of them as briefly as possible. So the first one is suspension of homeless students and students below grade 3. These students may now be suspended for the following behaviors: weapons offenses, conduct that threatens the safety of others, repeated or significant classroom disruption, and drug or alcohol offenses. Nicotine vaping policy revisions is the second major change. So the possession or use of a nicotine vape, first offense, the discipline will be 10 days placement in ISS. Second offense would be a discretionary placement at TLC. And third offense would increase that discretionary placement time. Distribution of nicotine vaping products is still a mandatory TLC or DAP placement. This change allows campuses to more appropriately address behaviors that are significantly disruptive by freeing up some space at our TLC campus. Revised cell phone policy. Now we will refer to it as the personal communication device policy. Much of the original language from our existing Code of Conduct and Handbook has been retained, but the policy has been revised to align with House Bill 1481. The meat of the new policy is personal communication devices must remain off or on silent and stored in backpacks throughout the instructional day, except before school or after school. Cell phones and other personal communication devices may not be stored on a student's person. Most of the other text is retained from previous years. There are some specifics on when we do allow a student to have that personal communication device. There are some limited reasons why why the district could authorize students to have use of their personal communication device, and those are listed. Additional changes that they aren't necessarily tied to legislation, but they are going to affect operations. I wanted to review them. Smart tags, we've added details about the requirements for smart tags in student transportation section. The updated policy outlines the process for receiving replacement tags and provides new consequences for students who fail to replace lost tags in a timely manner. Tags are now more affordable for our students, and students must have a smart tag to load the bus. This will make our entire transportation operation safer for our students, and it'll keep our parents more well-informed. Cheating and plagiarism, we revised this section to ensure consequences are clearly defined and applied consistently to all students. Verbiage is also included to address misuse of AI. Specifically, students shall not utilize artificial intelligence in a way that would constitute cheating or plagiarism. As we receive further guidance from the state, we'll review these revisions and determine whether any additional adjustments are needed. If more changes are required, we will bring the updated Code of Conduct back to the board for final approval. Taking action on the changes presented tonight will help our campuses start the year with policies that reflect new legislation and promote consistency across the district.
I got one question for you. I don't know we're running up too fast.
Yes, sir.
I was waiting for you to leave. How do we plan to educate students on the proper use of artificial intelligence? Do we have anything?
We don't have any curriculum built out, but I can tell you that our teachers are doing that actively right now. If it's not a skill that they possess, I don't think that they should use the tool that is AI. And so as far as the specific techniques that we're going to use, or if there is a curriculum, we can definitely look into that and bring that back to you.
I just want to be clear that, we've obviously defined how, when not to use it.
Yeah.
But the proper use of it, I think, would be
Sure.
required so that they don't know.
Yes, sir.
Just my opinion. Nope. All right. Item number 4 on the agenda is reports and proposals of board members. Do we have any meetings reports? No. We will be looking to schedule our team of 8, I think, training coming up here pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that. Item 5 on the agenda is the consent calendar, consisting of consideration of minutes, finance reports, purchase reports, construction items, operation items, student services items, policy updates, the 2025-2026 appraisal calendar, and the 2025-2026 appraisal list. Are there any questions for further discussion on the consent items? Do we have a motion on the consent calendar as stated above? Motion by Ms. Sharp and a second by Ms. Harrell. There be no further discussion. A vote be taken. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstain, and the motion carries. Thank you. All right. Item number 6 on the agenda is closed meeting. The board will now adjourn into closed session pursuant to the following sections of the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code 551.074, for the purpose of personnel matters, Government Code 551.071, for attorney consultation, and Government Code 551.072 for land development and real estate issues. Any action as a result of the closed session discussion will take place after the board reconvenes. And the time is 6:15 p.m. The board ended its closed meeting at 7:06 p.m. and will now reconvene in open session. Item number 7 on the agenda is consideration of personnel report presented by Ms. Christy Gates.
All right, good evening. So this is just our typical monthly list of new positions that we are recommending for hire. The good news I can share is as we are approaching the return of teachers reporting back, we are down to just a handful of vacancies, and our principals have done an excellent job, and we're real excited to welcome everyone on board. So that is the list that you have for consideration tonight, is just all of our resignations, reassignments, our substitutes, and of course our teachers.
Are there any further questions or discussion? Do we have a motion to approve the personnel report? Motion by Mr. Arnold, second by Mr. Trout. There being no further discussion, a vote will be taken. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Yep, go ahead.
All right, and on that list that Ms. Gates was just talking about, we have some new assistant principals and an associate principal to introduce. So I am getting to know names, so I apologize. I will mess it up, all right? All right, so we have a new assistant principal at Sorters Mill Elementary School. That is Ms. Sonia Martin Velasius. Another new assistant principal, this time at Kings Manor Elementary School, Ms. Rashana Miller. A new assistant principal at Tavola Elementary School, Caitlin Miranda. A new assistant principal at Porter High School, Miss Kara Manwaring. And a new associate principal at New Caney High School, Mr. Jamal Honeycutt. And a new assistant principal at Pine Valley Middle School, Mr. Craig Wheaton. You don't? All right.
You go.
And finally, a new assistant principal at Kiefer Crossing Middle School, Ms. Rebecca Terwilliger. All right, just want to welcome all those new administrators aboard. Appreciate it.
And welcome again. Item number 8 on the agenda is the consideration of the 2025-2026 compensation plan revisions presented by Ms. Gates.
Okay, so as you all are aware, we adopted our first version of the compensation plan back in March, knowing that the legislative session would definitely have a pretty big impact, causing us to look at revisions moving forward before the start of the school. And so this is what you have before you this evening. Comes out of the House Bill 2 legislation that I'm sure everyone is very familiar with in terms of the teacher retention allotment that was approved by the state. And then the additional funding and what we are proposing in terms of how we revise our overall compensation plan in a few areas to do as much as we can for all of our employees as possible. So what we, to summarize what we have proposed here for this evening for your consideration is, of course, the House Bill 2 teacher retention allotment, which is going to be the $2,500 increase for all teachers with 3 to 4 years of service, $5,000 for anyone with 5 or more years. And then what we have also taken into consideration is a 3% GPI or general pay increase for all employees, and that will address the supporting of our 1- and 2-year teachers that maybe were not reflected in the teacher retention allotment, and so that will bring our starting teacher pay to $67,000. And then using those additional funds, like I said, to take care of all employees, because the teacher retention allotment is very specific about who qualifies for that, with it being an 087 PEMS coded position. And if we don't address the full compensation plan and pay structure, sometimes it can be difficult to make sure that we're not getting our compensation plan out of alignment when it comes to one position to the next. Additionally, with the additional funding, we are proposing that all of our special education paraprofessionals be moved to a PT4 pay grade so that our campus administrators have more flexibility and can utilize them and their expertise as our programs expand and grow. And then lastly, the important piece that we want to also add, one of the things that we were able to do with the additional funding is increase our health insurance contribution. So that will go up by $50, which will make the district total contribution $375 per month, which is a huge, help, especially to our auxiliary employees who now can basically cover the cost of employee coverage on themselves. And so we're very excited to present that to you this evening for your consideration. So that's what you have in front of you as the action item. Any questions about that? I know it's kind of a summary.
No questions or further discussion? All right. Is there a motion to approve the 2025-2026 compensation plan revision? Motion by Mr. Trout, second by Ms. Harrell. There being no further discussion, a vote will be taken. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you, and I do, on behalf of all the employees of New Caney, want to be the first one to say thank you to the board. You guys are always so supportive of our employees, and it's what helps us attract and retain the absolute best out there. And I've got my communication drafted, ready to go, so I know that we have a staff full of eager people out there, so thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. Item number 9 on the agenda is the consideration of the 2025-2026 Student Code of Conduct, presented by Mr. Powell and Ms. Alano. You're back up. And I won't wait for you to leave to ask you a question.
Oh,
You're good. Go ahead.
okay. The changes we reviewed, are y'all able to approve that, or I'm sorry.
Sorry,
I didn't prepare something for this portion.
That's fine.
Any
Did anybody
questions?
have any further questions on the Code of Conduct presented? Okay. You guys good? No further questions on it? All right. Is there a motion to approve the 2025-2026 Student Code of Conduct? Sharp and Ms. Brickell. There be no further discussion. A vote will be taken. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you for the great presentation. I'm just picking on you today, Jonathan. All right, item number 10 on the agenda is consider, discuss, and potentially take action on proposed revisions to local TASB policies, including but not limited to those involving UIL participation. Who was this presented by? Oh, that one's you, yep. That one's sorry.
Me. All right, one of the other many things coming out of this legislative session is a requirement that a Board of Trustees has to take action to decide whether or not to allow homeschoolers to participate in UIL activities. Formally, if the board did not take any action, homeschoolers did not participate. So this time the legislature flipped it on it. And so tonight, after checking with the folks that are over our extracurricular programs, it's going to be our recommendation that we continue the practice of not allowing homeschoolers to participate in UIL activities in the district. That includes, of course, all of our fine arts programs, our athletics programs, and our CTE programs.
All right. Are there any questions for further discussion on this? All right. Is there a motion to approve? So moved. All right. A motion by Mr. Trout, second by Ms. Harrell. There being no further discussion, a vote will be taken. All those in favor, please say aye. 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 Any opposed? And the motion carries. Item number 11 on the agenda is consideration of adoption of order calling school trustee election and taking all necessary action thereof, presented by Mr. Powers.
Good evening, Board. With this item, we're asking the Board to approve the order of election for the November trustee election.
All right. Any other questions or discussion? All right, is there a motion to approve the order calling the school trustee election and taking all necessary action thereof? Motion by Ms. Sharp, a second by Ms. Harrell. There being no further discussion, vote be taken. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And the motion carries. Item number 12 on the agenda is consideration of approval of election agreements.
With this item, we're asking the board to approve election agreements for the joint election with both Montgomery County and Harris County.
All right. Any questions? Nope. Is there a motion to approve the election agreements? All right, Ms. Harrell, second, and Sharp. All right, there being no further discussion, a vote be taken. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Item number lucky 13 on the agenda is future discussion topics. Do we have any future discussion topics on the agenda? Nope. All right. So there being no further business, the meeting is adjourned. The time is 7:17 p.m. Thank you all for joining us tonight.